Lionel Messi returns to Barcelona, a comeback awaited by the entire football world. Cristiano Ronaldo's act in Al Nassr's latest match shocked fans, especially supporters of the Portuguese national team. A loud scandal with Jose Mourinho. Will Inter Miami advance to the next round? Will Mudryk leave Chelsea or stay? We are talking about this and much more today. This is a hot selection of the most interesting football news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like this video to get more news about our favorite game. Your support is very important to us. Let's get started. Under the new coach, Mudryk has completely stopped making the starting lineup for Chelsea. Yes, he plays in secondary tournaments, but Mourinho does not trust the Ukrainian in the starting lineup for Premier League games. Under Mauricio Pochettino, the Ukrainian appeared on the field much more frequently, averaging 50 minutes per game. Under Mourinho, this number dropped to 20 minutes, and in many matches he just sits on the bench. So what prospects does Mudryk have at the London club? None. He cannot win the competition, not only due to his weaker play, but also because Chelsea has signed enough wingers to fill 3 squads, making even strong players compete for a starting spot. João Felix and Pedro Neto together cost over 100 million, yet their situation isn't much better than Mudryk's. Mudryk needs to leave Chelsea. It would benefit not only him but the club, which could eliminate a significant expense. Gold digital editor Jesus Karamas recommends Mudryk move to Girona. The Catalan club has experience working with young players. Additionally, Mitchell understands Ukrainian players well. With him, Viktor Tsigankov and Artem Dovbyk managed to attract all of Europe's attention. The latter even achieved significant heights, winning the Pichichi Trophy and making it into the top 30 contenders for the Ballon d'Or. Perhaps Mudryk needs a team like that, where there is no high pressure and just avoiding relegation is already seen as a good result. In such a team, he could feel more at ease and start showing the skills he displayed during his time with Shakhtar. However, the author notes that a transfer to Girona does not benefit Chelsea. Girona has too modest a budget to afford Mudryk's salary. The only option would be if Chelsea covers a large part of his salary or the transfer won't happen. Nonetheless, it would be exciting to see Mudryk at Girona, and it would be great if the Ukrainian returned to the level he showed with Shakhtar. After all, he played beautifully then. Jose Mourinho accused the Fenerbahce management of withholding information and stated that he wouldn't have come to coach this club if they had told him the full truth. I blame the Fenerbahce management who brought me here. They only told me half of the situation here. If they had fully explained the officiating situation, I wouldn't have come here, said the Portuguese manager. I'm not Turkish. You are Turkish, so don't leave this officiating situation as it is. Has Mourinho really reached a point where he dares to make such statements about the club's management? Not everyone would be willing to do that. Probably only someone who has nothing to lose. It's unlikely we'll see Mourinho resign on his own initiative. More likely he's waiting for the management to act, as his contract probably includes a substantial severance package. This is usually the case, and Mourinho tends to leave with that compensation. Honestly, we can't recall a time when Mourinho left a team on his own accord. Normally his contract is terminated, following a familiar pattern. Things go well initially, and then suddenly something happens, and he's let go. But what exactly didn't they tell him about officiating? Did he not know or understand the situation? After all, there's the internet, and he could have checked himself, especially since it's part of his job. This is like going on vacation to Thailand during monsoon season, and then saying, "Why didn't anyone tell me it rains here?" All of this seems like some kind of provocation from Mourinho. In fact, he didn't stop there and went on to say that the Turkish league is not popular, and that only his son watches it in England. The biggest scandal in the match was the penalty awarded against us. Few people watch the Turkish league abroad. In London, probably only my son watches it. I'll post this on my social media. Over 5 million people will see this officiating, and they'll know what the Turkish league is like. And in general, Jose has gone far. Let's see if there will be any response from the club's management. After 11 matches, Fenerbahce stands in second place in the Turkish league standings with 23 points. Galatasaray is in first place with a 5-point lead. The internet is abuzz with discussions about Cristiano Ronaldo's aggressive behavior in the match against Al Hilal. Lately, the striker's game has been falling short. He has stopped scoring, with his last goal coming over 2 weeks ago. He hasn't had this low level of productivity since the end of last season. As you can imagine, he didn't score in the game against Al Hilal either, but he certainly made headlines for other reasons. After the first half, Ronaldo was dissatisfied with the refereeing. The main referee dared to give Cristiano a yellow card, and he started arguing with the assistant referee, insisting the decision was unfair. But what was he hoping for? They wouldn't have taken back the yellow card anyway. He could only have negotiated himself into a second yellow for excessive arguing, something that might happen in any other regular league, but not in Saudi Arabia. There, no one would dare to give Ronaldo a second yellow for dissent. In the second half, Ronaldo's focus shifted to the fans. The Saudi fans, out of habit, tried to provoke the Portuguese by chanting Messi's name. Ronaldo couldn't ignore it. He turned to the fans and showed what he really thought about their chants. While he didn't exchange words with the stands, his reaction quickly went viral online. However, what truly upset the fans was Ronaldo's harsh tackle on João Cancelo. Ronaldo went in with a straight leg, causing the defender to fall to the ground, clutching his injured leg. Fans were puzzled by the striker's decision to make such a rough foul. Some were outraged, wondering why he wasn't given a red card, while others were simply baffled as to why he'd risk injuring his national team partner. For those concerned, Cancelo is fine. He quickly recovered and returned to the game. For Ronaldo, it wasn't the best match, but he remains third in the league's top scorer rankings and can still contend for the Golden Boot if he regains his form. Leo Messi could return to Barcelona in 2026. That's the eye-catching headline circulating in the press. The alleged plan is as follows. By then, Leo's contract will end and he will be a free agent. To prepare well for the World Cup, which will be about to start at that time, Leo would sign a short-term contract with Barca. As people say these days, the Catalans would make waves with the biggest comeback in their history. On paper, it all looks amazing, doesn't it? Many dream of seeing Messi in a Barcelona shirt again. Moreover, this would help the club financially. Barca already has plenty of attention, but they face financial challenges. Messi's return could provide some much-needed financial support. And this way, Leo would finish his career at Barcelona, just as he and many others have always wanted. We are almost certain that this World Cup will be his last, and immediately after the tournament, he'll announce that it's time to say goodbye to football. It would be very symbolic to do so as a player of the club that made him who he is. Could this really happen? Why not? Messi wouldn't require a huge salary. It might even be a symbolic amount. Giving him the chance to take the field in a Barca jersey also wouldn't pose any issues. By that time, he won't be bound by a contract with any other club. So there's a real possibility of bringing Messi back to Camp Nou, not as a player expected to change the game and lead the Catalans to a new level, but as a symbol of the team in this millennium, as someone who wasn't given a proper farewell. Now we move on to the next news segment. Friends, please support this video with a like and a comment, and stay tuned. There's a lot of exciting content ahead. Inter Miami lost to Atlanta in the second match of the MLS Cup round of 16. However, Messi's team won the first game, which means we're heading to a third and decisive match in this best-of-3 series. For those unfamiliar, the MLS Cup format isn't quite what European viewers are used to, and honestly, I find it more appealing. Here, the goal is to secure 2 wins, classic best-of-3 style, without regard for the number of goals scored. A 1-0 win counts just as much as a 10-0 victory. And there are no draws. If the match is tied after 90 minutes, it goes straight to a penalty shootout to determine the winner. As for the action on the field, Atlanta justly defeated Miami in this match. Every time you watch Inter's games, it's surprising how a team with such a defense managed to quickly rise from being an outsider to a conference champion. But then you look at their attack, and it all makes sense. In the first half, Miami managed to keep a clean sheet only thanks to Calendar's confident saves. Inter took the lead, capitalizing on a dreadful mistake by Guzan. But the scoreboard didn't reflect the first half action. Atlanta had at least 2 chances to score. Both dangerous moments were created by Mudryk. First, he sent an accurate cross into the box, where the Atlanta forward missed the target by mere centimeters. And then Mudryk powered a shot from outside the box, but Calendar tipped it over the crossbar. Overall, the midfielder had an outstanding performance. Now let's turn to the second half. The situation shifted as Miami began attacking Atlanta's goal more intensely, but they kept falling short of scoring. Meanwhile, Atlanta struck sporadically but effectively, and 2 of their attacks ended in goals. Miami, however, failed to capitalize on their chances. Notably, it was Mourinho'S who provided the assist for Atlanta's decisive goal. He was the most dangerous player on the home team and rightly earned a high rating from SofaScore. And by the way, you might have noticed that I barely mentioned Messi. It's not because he wasn't on the field. He was there, just not very noticeable, much like Miami's entire attacking line. Lionel had a few brilliant passes from deep positions, but his teammates couldn't finish them. But he himself almost didn't threaten the goal. For me, a forward of his caliber should be doing that more often, so it's fair to say that he underperformed in this match. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and be sure to watch our previous video. It just appeared before your eyes right now. See you. Good luck to everyone. Goodbye.